Oh man, so I just recorded this really awesome video and it turns out I didn't hit record, so I'm kind of bummed about that. But to get on with what I'm going to talk about today is how to get a little bit more movement throughout the day. I do personally try to move more throughout the day rather than just sort of try to get in one 30-minute bout of exercise. There are a couple of reasons. One, human beings were really meant to move throughout the day, not really sit a sedentary lifestyle, which is what many of us do and what our work environments usually promote us doing. But it does really help your body if you're able to move more throughout the day rather than just say, okay, 30 minutes, I'm going to be doing this one thing. That being said, I am about to go out, hopefully, for a 20 to 25-minute walk. And that's primarily because, and this is really sad to say, my Apple Watch is very behind for 2 p.m. If you're not familiar with the Apple Watch, it measures, your movement overall throughout the day. It measures your exercise, that you get 30 minutes of exercise, and how much you stand throughout the day. Usually the stand goal I will achieve. That's not usually an issue. Exercise is more the main issue because usually my walks entail toddler walks at toddler pace, and that is very hard to get your heart rate up at all. So anyway, ultimately, the more you move, the more your body functions better. That's why it's recommended for depression and digestion and obesity and many other ailments, including, everyday weight loss, that kind of thing. And I do think it is important to try to get more movement throughout the day rather than just saying, okay, I'll exercise for 30 minutes and that's it. So I also found this much easier to do when I went into an office every day. When I went to the office, I took the train, so I would walk up and down the stairs, several flights of stairs at each train station. It would involve a little bit of a walk to the office, a little bit of a walk to my car once I got to the train station. Throughout the day, I'd get up for several snack breaks. So in general, I did find it a lot easier to get more movement when I went to the office. But now it's COVID and I'm working from home, so I struggle a lot to get more movement in on a regular basis. I imagine a lot of you are also in that same boat, and maybe you didn't do that when you went to an office either. A lot of people, they go to an office and they just drive their car to a parking lot, go right in. So I'm going to try to give you some tips for how to up your movement, especially when you're pregnant. I do try to stick more to walking rather than things like biking, although I think there is a place for that. But I also think, especially when you're pregnant, you do need to pay a little bit more attention to how you're sitting, primarily because you don't want to strengthen the wrong muscles. So maybe I'll do another video on that at some point. So ideally, I think everybody should try to get more walking in throughout the day. I find that morning is the best time to get walks in, primarily because you're getting the sunlight first thing in the morning, which I think is really a bonus for a number of things. It does help your body wake up a little bit. It's also, for me at least, really the only time that I have for myself most of the day. So if I can get up before the rest of my family, I'm definitely able to get a walk in usually. Lunchtime is also great, especially after you eat. It helps with digestion. So if that's a good time for you, that's awesome. It's also, usually peak sunlight. So that will help you, get vitamin D. I encourage you to do both of those things if you can, get morning and lunch. If you're pregnant and watching this and this is your first kid, you will definitely long for the days when you could just go for a walk whenever you wanted and you're not forced to walk at toddler pace, which can sometimes be quite painful. So try to enjoy the walks that you can get in now. And the other thing that I really love about walking is you can really tailor it to how easy or hard you want it to be. So you can make it easier by either speeding it up or slowing it down, by changing the distance, longer distances versus shorter distances based on how you feel. Also hills, based on where you live. Hopefully where you live, you might have the options to do a couple hills or no hills at all, and that can help keep it easier or harder. But especially if it's, warm outside, bring enough water. If it's cold outside, dress appropriately. Those are just kind of typical things to, improve your comfort level when it comes to walking. Other ways to try to get more movement in throughout the day, and this is primarily for if you are, going, running errands and doing things like that, which again, if you're staying home during COVID, it might be a little bit harder to get this in, but parking further away from stores so you can walk more from your car to the store and back. Personally, one of my primary rules is always take the stairs. I never take the escalator unless I really have to, or if it's over 5 flights of stairs. It's a little bit different. Maybe if you're living in New York City and you have plenty of 20 flights of stairs that you need to walk up. If I wasn't pregnant, maybe I'd risk that, although not on a regular basis. So those are some of the things, especially, if you're traveling and going to different places that have those options. The other thing that I do, especially during the work day, is to try to schedule in movement breaks throughout the day. So at least every hour, I set a timer to get up and move for 5 to 10 minutes every day. So usually for some breaks, I'll add in squats, which I think are really important to do during pregnancy, especially because you can make your glutes stronger, which is really important. Lunges are another good break time exercise. Calf stretches are also really great because most people's calves are way too tight. One of my favorite things to do, especially if I'm getting ready for a boring meeting or something else that I need to be in a better mood, is to basically just put on a song and dance. And that can be super helpful for me, at least, to put me in a better mood and also get my energy up. And especially moving your arms up, that helps me a lot, primarily because I don't spend a lot of time doing upper body work. I should definitely spend more time doing that. And if I'm able to put on a song, I'll force myself to actually move my arms, and that's actually really great and helpful, and I could feel the blood's flowing in my shoulders. It's awesome. So that's one of my favorite little work breaks to do. 2 notes before I leave you. I don't recommend walking on treadmills. The belt of a treadmill reverses your gait pattern, and there are a number of reasons why that's not great, but this does affect your pelvic floor and your psoas, and both of these things you want to improve during pregnancy. So most of your walking should be done ideally outside. If you must, for whatever reason, walk on a treadmill, only do it on an incline. So only do it as if you're climbing up hills. So that's my tip in regards to that. The other great thing about walking that you can kind of do on the side to sort of keep you going is, download your favorite podcast to listen to, or schedule a call with a friend. That way you can kind of entertain yourself while you're able to walk. Lastly, this might be obvious, but don't wear heels while walking. Problem with heels is it tilts your pelvis in an unnatural way, and if you're walking often wearing heels, it's really going to affect your pelvic floor, and these are things that and as well as your calf strength and your hamstrings and your glutes, and these are things that you really want to have develop optimally during pregnancy, which will allow you a better and easier birth. So if for whatever reason you need to wear heels, bring them along, wear walking shoes or flat shoes, but don't wear heels when you're going to be walking. So that's it. Hopefully there have been 1 or 2 bits at least of good information for you here. I hope you can try them. If you do or have any other tips, please comment or like the video. And if you want more tips and tricks to help out with your pregnancy, please subscribe, and I hope to see you on another one. Have a great day.